Alex, accendi tutto. Alexa, accendi scrivania. Alexa, accendi scrivania. Alexa, spegni tutto. Alexa, spegni scrivania.
What are we waiting for?
LPD. Ciao amore.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Che è successo? Come sei una pecciatistica? Virtual Aggia. Oh, ti abbraccio anch'io.
Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
Be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Moved?
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Infatti.
What are they doing?
The prayer effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons contract.
Wow. Eccola qui la famiglia.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to
Find
be to
anything
accommodate them bigs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
It doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He's trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
You could be right. Can you come up with an alternative
I'm
explanation?
sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Oh mio Dio.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating the pigs.
Che schifo. È andato in pezzi. Usciamo fuori.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fucker. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Sorrisetto impacciato. Forzo. Credo di forzare qua.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. Then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
È serio.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Ma è partita la musica indizi.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I've got to say about it.
Ah, c'è un giornale qua a terra.
How did you get my number, Ira? At first I didn't understand you, but now I do. I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you help me to find it.
Oh mio Dio, molto sospetto. Secondo me stiamo cercando un soldato, che è stato pure lui nel dipartimento dove si incendiavano le persone. Per forza. Perché sennò non si spiega. Una trotta lista hit. Oh, sempre sto Varley. Non ci sento da fare.
Looks like the same model.
Poi mi dicono che non è Varley. Ma quello si fa sempre... Si può fare sempre lui i controlli. Ok, no, qua siamo fuori. Oh, l'esplosione ha raggiunto pure questa casa. Appunto, come fa a non essere lui? Ah, boh. Mm, forse non è veramente lui, perché... A parte che forse dovremmo seguire la mia teoria, cioè... Il fatto che... Ma che è qua? Secondo me dovremmo seguire la mia teoria, cioè nel senso
This
che è
is the
un soldato.
flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Ma non è che dobbiamo scendere giù. Oh, pallina. Qui non c'è nulla. Ma c'è qualche indizio che non riusciamo a trovare. Ma secondo me dobbiamo andare dal nostro amico.
What now?
You need More from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working.
Ma non è che c'è un altro vicino.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I've got to say about it.
Ho mancato qualcosa ma non riesco a trovare cosa. Di qua stava la caldaia. Secondo me devo controllare da questo. Perché solo da questo mi fa un po' di suono. Qui non mi fa più suono. Quasi. È in queste zone. Cosa cazzo devo cercare?
Boondockers they ain't.
Non capisco. Mi sento stupido. C'è qualche altro indizio che non trovo. E qui non c'è, qui sì. Non è finita la musichetta, c'è qualcos'altro. Ah, boh, il padre è andato a pezzi.
There isn't much I can tell you right now, Cole.
Boh, la casa l'abbiamo controllata tutto, non sta niente in casa. Questo guarda qua. Di qua non c'è niente. Questo scimunè. Ma ragazzi J. Ma non posso usare intuito. Ma non è che sto cercando qualcosa che non esiste. Perché qui non c'è un cazzo. Ah boh, ci dobbiamo lavorare i vicini. Andiamo a controllare di qua se ci sono dei vicini. Toc toc, non c'è. E appena vieni qua ci sono gli indizi. Dove sto sciupnendo. Qui non ci sono. Non è che stanno dentro la casa e mi sto impazzendo. Però il problema è che questo dice pure tutto di qua. No, qua non ci arrivo. Però qua sì.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's about all I've got to say about it.
E fu così che Vincenzo impazzì. Dobbiamo controllare cosa c'è. Ogni indizio è importante, non me lo voglio perdere. Oh, non fare da sì. Maffan. Mm. Non è che troviamo un pezzo a terra. Poi andiamo a suggerimenti. Dove potrei controllare? Sto impazzendo, non lo trovo. Però fa ancora la musichetta. Ma proprio qui, in questa zona, vedi? Eccomi qua. Appena arrivo qua, già dice... Ci sono bei indizi. Ma dove sono sti indizi? Non li trovo proprio, non ci sta niente da fare. Eh, vedi se ci sono altri vicini. Altri vicini, ma... Altri vicini... Chi potrei interrogare? Questi altri qua? O di fronte? Qui non c'è nessuno. Andiamo di fronte. Qui non c'è nessuno. Qui non c'è nessuno. Qui non c'è nessuno.
He's dull as dishwater, but I'm not with him for the conversation.
E appena vado qui parte la musica degli indizi. E non ho capito perché. Ma un piano di sopra ci sta? Sì, però le scale sono bloccate. E magari devo trovare un piano di sopra. Vediamo se riesco a trovare qualcosa per arrampicare. Mm, Qui era tipo un angolo buio. Eh no, non c'è proprio nulla. Ma ci abbiamo un luogo dove possiamo andare? No, solo qua. Eh... Cioè non abbiamo nemmeno nessun posto dove andare.
Not right now. Not right now.
Non mi fa andare. Ero cazzo mai.
Advice?
We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them.
Altri vicini. E proviamo a bussare. Ma basta che non sia buggato. Perché lì c'è un pallino bianco. Ah, mo vedo su YouTube. Aspetta, voglio tentare l'ultima volta. Se c'è un video su questo caso. Yeah, ma che cazzo non c'è nessuno di cui... vedi un po', yeah. Io nel frattempo continuo a vedere se c'è qualcuno. Perché io credo si sia buggato. Cioè perché io con questo ci ho parlato.
You're falling behind, Herschel.
Torno
Do
subito.
your job, I'll do mine.
You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
You're behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go? We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them. Yeah, as soon as I'm finished. You do your job, I'll do mine.
Ryder, he can't really help me.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Shake a leg, Herschel.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. About all I gotta say.
Amo... Che è successo? Nel giardino di quello che ha interrogato? Sì. Ci sono dei cespugli. Ok. A terra i cespugli. Ci sono delle sigarette e delle impronte. Mm. No, amo i cespugli davanti all'entrata di casa. Qui. Cioè proprio davanti all'entrata di casa. Qui. Oh! Oh mio Dio.
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Oh.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Hai visto qualcuno vicino alla casa dei Morelli prima dell'esplosione? No, però non è che stessi lì a guardare.
I think you're covering for someone, Foreman. Who is it?
And I think you are off your rocker. How can you make an accusation like that? What proof have you got?
Accusa. Io l'ho fatto per poi ritirarmi. Però non è che stessi lì a guardare.
I can see you're the excitable type. You shouldn't let your imagination run away with itself.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
Couple of things. What did you pick up?
Hold a piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Grazie, mo. Oh, che cazzo l'aveva visto sotto a chi stava?
I swear, this town.
Oh, non sarei mai andato avanti. Stavo lì girando.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
Sono la migliore.
We have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Mi hai salvato.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Relays in the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Someday you'll say something.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go. A shame about Jeff. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Pazza, pazza, pata, pazza, ta, pata, zata. Stiamo facendo una cosa che non dobbiamo fare, secondo me.
And throw my head away.
Rancho Escondido.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. You don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
Ma'am,
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office. You like a cigar? Drink, boy.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Hello?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers.
Allora, questo
using
chiamo,
Weber.
vabbè. Questo qua non so cosa fare. Stiamo investigando. È terribile, ragazzi. Cosa posso fare per aiutare? Allora, vicino agli incendi continuano a sbucare volantini della Elysian Fields e della Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Stanno saltando fuori in tutta la città, ragazzi. Avete idea delle attuali richieste di alloggi? E questa è la sua spiegazione, signor Monroe? Coincidenze? Spiegazione. Perché? Cosa c'è da spiegare? Faccio pubblicità via radio e con i cartelloni per vendere e uso i volantini per comprare. Assecondiamo. Non so che fare. Cioè, sicuramente accusare no. Forzo.
Can we speed this up a little?
Io lo vedo un po' irrequieto. Ma mo qua è difficile, eh. Anche perché stiamo parlando con un pezzo grosso. Forziamo. Sì o no? Pure io lo vedo strano. Molto sospetto. Fa un piccoli sorrisetti ogni tanto. Guarda verso il basso. Non è del tutto serio. Quindi sì, forziamo.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Accuso perché abbiamo proprio volantini della Elysian Fields con la sua faccia e sotto vinci un trip.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Posso ancora ritirare, ma secondo te hai fatto bene a fare volantini dalle Elysian Fields? Allora, che cosa sa di un concorso per famiglie che mette in palio vacanze premio a Catalina Island? La mia azienda organizza molti concorsi, questo non lo ricordo. Sia sincero con me, signor Morrow, lei sa tutto delle vacanze premio. Può credere tutto quello che vuole, ma le manca sempre l'ingrediente fondamentale, le prove. Questo, giusto? Non lo so, però secondo me è buono. Perché giustamente lui li ha fatti questi volantini con vinci un premio. Lui sta d'accordo con quelli. Ma sì, va, io lo accuso.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Avete offerto di acquistare case in molte aree in cui poi si sono verificati incendi. Sta dicendo che brucerei le case della gente per poi vendergliene di nuove? Cosa succede ai suoi piani se una famiglia come quella dei Morelli si rifiuta di vendere? Ci giriamo intorno e il business trova sempre una soluzione. Questa è l'America. Forza? Sì, forza. Ah, abbassate gli occhi, fa un po' di no con la testa, sì, forza.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense. The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think. The contractors I use for waybills. You suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it would be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Pezzo di merda, cosa ti ha detto?
Your boss is a fine man.
Ah, potevamo usarlo pure qua il telefono, vabbè lo usiamo fuori. E comunque credo di aver fatto 3 su 3. Ci siamo andati bene.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
E mo? Andiamo alla stazione di polizia. Rancio scondito. Che cazzo è rancio scondito? Io pensavo che questo fosse rancio scondito. Andiamo.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Che è sta cosa bruciata?
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Okay already.
You black
Being damn foolish. We're gonna have to pacify these stabs.
Busted you right in the mouth.
Perfetto.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Maro, dimmi che riesco a trovare tutti gli indizi. Ma?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat. But it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on a cheap. You got an idea, Hotshot?
Ma che è?
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bill it. Cause I always
Adoro sto fatto così di jazz, è bello.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around it. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about the boy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
E quindi mo che facciamo?
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650
Continuiamo con le indagini.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Andiamo. Qual è
You
il
fought
problema?
at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has, Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Turn the goddamn siren on.
Mamma mia.
Wow! For Christ's sakes! Here we go again!
Mamma mia, un pilota solo. Uh. Mamma mia. Mi sto impegnando per non prendere nessuna macchina. No!
Full of advice, aren't you?
No! No! E lì mi dannazzo cazzi, picchia e merda. Oh, ho parlato. Si va a controsenso, attenzione, attenzione, attenzione! Mamma mia, non mi sono mai divertito a guidare così. Wow. Voilà. Oh, ma questo dove cazzo abita? È lontanuccio. Era meglio che mi facevo portare direttamente. Fate passare la pula, motherfucker. Oh, faccio di merda. Ah! Buonasera. Siamo arrivati. Appartamento di Chapman. Ma Chapman è questo vecchio. Da dichiaro in questo vecchio.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of
take a
problem.
look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Guarda sto figlio di puttana. Questo serve per appiccare il fuoco. Questi sono proiettili. Un cecchino.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
È lui che dà queste cose.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Vabbè, abbiamo fatto tutto. Ma perché, scusa, mi dice ancora qua? Ho controllato tutto. Gnau, 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 gnau. Ok, questo l'abbiamo controllato. Secondo me devo aprire questo. Non l'ho aperto. Gnau, gnau, gnau. Ecco, dovevo aprirlo.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops! Again!
Ma? È entrato dentro?
Son of a bitch, he must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in, get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect
Ma come lo
aboard the
parliamo?
1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle security identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Dobbiamo fermarlo.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Ok, mi devo avvicinare. Spara Rocco.
Hold.
Ole.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole. like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. Couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Tutto questa cosa è sospetta, c'è di mezzo la corruzione.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You work for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help Miss Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He is a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to love him. It's too late. Years too late.
Sbam. E quindi? Valoroso. California Fire and Life. Qua è dove lavora Jack Kelso, giusto?
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Ma? Sono Jack Kelso adesso.
There's no need to come into the office, Miss Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
I don't accept this.
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
There's got to be more in these files.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Ma?
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
Era un eccellente artigiano, non avrebbe mai costruito un tetto pericolante. Forza un po'. Non lo so. Forza un po'.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
So the roof collapsed. Accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Qua secondo.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is
Certo.
involved.
Stacchiamo.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. You see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, not the phone number.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Però ancora non c'è nessun salvataggio, mo. Siamo Jack Kelso. Perché sono Jack Kelso? Posso cambiarmi i vestiti? No. Cioè adesso faremo investigare a un investigatore privato piuttosto che a Cole Phelps che della polizia. Perché se investiga Cole Phelps va nei guai. Ma Jack Kelso no. Da quello che ho capito.
You look like you were a big pain in the neck.
Mr. Benson, you wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lickman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lickman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know
No.
I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
Ok, non è un investigatore privato, ma è tipo quello delle assicurazioni, che fa anche da, cioè, fa anche da detective. E niente, l'assicurazione dice di pagare la signora e basta, deviando tutte le accuse.
Your car, Mr. Kelso. Thanks, kid.
Facciamo tutto il viaggio, salvataggio. Dimmi che si ferma qua. Aggia, dimmi che ti fermi. Fermo, fermo. Ok, era uscito salvataggio. Se usciamo fuori dovrebbe salvarsi ancora. Amo stacchiamo. Tanto si era salvato mentre eravamo in macchina. Perfetto, un altro salvataggio pure. Ora possiamo staccare. Sì, amo. Perfetto, ci sentiamo su WhatsApp. Ciao.